Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode um of this channel. I didn't mean to say episode, kind of like another video, I should say. So far I showed you guys feeding my snake and just setting up my setup pretty much, not how to set up a corn snake tank, but my setup. And I showed you her feeding, so this time I want to show you or tell you, I should say, some tips on handling a corn snake or taming a corn snake. Same difference, kind of. So, I'm just going to get her out and I'm going to show you a little bit, give you some tips. She's right there. It's been about 3 days since she ate, so it's okay to hold her. She's not going to regurgitate or anything like that. So when you first get the snake out, let me move over so you can see the light, see her in the light more a little bit. When you go to reach in to get your snake, you want to make sure you let them know that you're there first. Don't just reach in and grab them. You got to kind of let them know you're there. So how I kind of let her know is first I just kind of move the litter onto her a little bit. And then I slowly stroke her. You can stroke them a little bit just to let them know you're there. And once you stroke them a little bit, then that's when you can, that just tells them, hey, I'm here, you're about to be picked up, there's nothing to be afraid of or anything like that. Nice small little strokings. And once you do that, they'll start to move around a little bit. Then that's when you can gradually just go ahead. And you want to make sure to support their whole body. So try to pick them up like midway in between. Never pick them up by the neck part or the tail. You want to pick them up, somewhere in between there. So let's let her move around a little bit so I can show you exactly how to. Let's lift that up. Hold on. She's trying to hide now. It's alright, Mama. Okay. So we're just gonna go ahead and pick her right up by the middle section, mid part of her body. That way you can support the whole body, just like that. And once you have them in your hand, you're just gonna, like I said, support the whole body. With these baby snakes, you're able to kind of support them with one hand, like this. But make sure the whole body is supported. They like to wrap around you too, so just let them kind of wrap around you. And that's pretty much how to get them out of the enclosure. So let me put this down so you can see how to do this. Make sure I have that. Okay, so now we have her out. And like I said, you just want to keep making sure you're supporting the whole body. Just like this. Just let them crawl. They're gonna go anywhere they want. Just let them go where they want. Don't force them to go anywhere. Don't restrain their movement in any type of way. Like I said, you don't want to touch the head or the tail. They don't like that when you touch their head and their tail. So just kind of let them roam. Corn snakes and a lot of colubrids are very, very energetic. So how you see she's moving around a lot, they are all kind of like this, like corn snakes, king snakes, even milk snakes are really energetic. So they're going to be moving around really quick. So you just got to make sure they don't go anywhere too crazy. A few little tips for handling corn snakes. You want to make sure you wash your hands before and after you hold your snake. That's for any snake, not just corn snakes. Before you got to make sure you wash your hands beforehand, so that way you don't transfer any bacteria you may have in your hands to your snake and then make them sick. And you definitely want to make sure you wash your hands afterwards, because snakes can carry salmonella and you don't want salmonella. So just use like some hand sanitizer afterwards to wash your hands and some soap and water, and you'll be fine. Like I said, always support their body, their full body. Let them go where they want to go. Look, she's going everywhere. Just have confidence when you're holding the snake too. If you're nervous, that'll make the snake nervous. So just don't be nervous. Just have confidence when you pick them up and confidence when you're holding them. Okay, so how often should you hold your snake and for how long? I say with baby snakes, she's a yearling. So she's not really necessarily a baby anymore. But I would say for baby corn snakes, like really small, like hatchlings, don't hold them more than like twice a day, because you don't want to stress them out too much. They are babies, so they're still trying to get used to being held. So try to hold them only about twice a day. for like maybe 15 to 30 minutes when they're hatchlings. And the older they get, the longer you can hold them and the more often you can hold them. So with her, I'll hold her maybe a couple times every few days or whatever like that. Another thing, when you shouldn't hold them, never hold them right after they eat, okay? Because they can regurgitate their food. You always want to give them at least 3 days, like 2 to 3 days, depending on how big of a prey item you gave them, to digest their food. So never hold them like the day after you fed them. You know, you got to give them a chance to digest, or else they will throw up their food. And regurgitation, like I said in the other video, is not good for any snake. Once they're in your hand, you notice she's starting to calm down. She's not as, you know, frantic as she was a couple seconds ago. You know, she's starting to relax. They'll relax once they've been in your hand for a while. Let me see. What else? No holding after feeding. We covered that. Oh. Why is it good to hold a corn snake? See, a lot of people think, you know, oh, it's cool, I'm just going to hold my snake, you know. But it actually can help the snake, too, when you hold them. Let me check my time, actually, to see how much time I have. Oh, already on 6 minutes, wow. Alright, anyways, it can actually help the snake, too, holding them. And how it can help the snake is, one, it provides them with exercise, so they don't be overweight, you know, they stay fit. And also, other than exercise, it improves their behavior. So the more you hold a snake, the more tame it'll be, the more used it'll be to being touched. No snake likes being held, okay? That's just not in their nature. They're not going to like being held, but they can grow to tolerate it if they're held enough, you know. So it improves their behavior, it gives them a good source of exercise, and it also helps their digestion. So like with her, how she just ate maybe about 3, almost 4 days ago, it helps their digestion because let's say they haven't pooped and it's been like 4 or 5 days after you fed them and they still hadn't pooped. If you go ahead and hold them, all this moving around they're doing, it helps them to work down the food in their digestive system, which also helps them poop. I know that sounds gross, but that's why most of the time you see after you fed, you know, like let's say you fed your snake 4 days ago and they hadn't pooped, and then you'll notice you'll hold them, and right after you hold them and you put them back in the tank, they poop. That's because they've been moving around, and all that moving around helps their digestive system break down the food in their body, which allows them to poop. So it's really, handling can be very helpful, and it's very important that you do handle the snake, you know. So I think we covered everything. Yeah, just be gentle. Like I said, always support the whole body. They don't like their head being touched. Never touch the head. They don't like the tip of their tail or the end of their tail being touched. So don't necessarily touch it. You see, I'm not restricting her from moving. I'm letting her go where she wants to go. Now, if you don't want them to go to a certain area, you want to redirect them, just kind of gently, don't even grab. It's just kind of a gently lift type of thing. So you're still letting them move. So I'm not grabbing her, but at the same time, I'm just kind of redirecting her. And always support with 2 hands, just their whole body. When they're younger, like I said, when they're babies, like hatchlings, you can hold them like this with just kind of 1 hand type of thing. But when they get bigger, they need both hands on there. Some people like to put their snakes around their neck. If the snake is big enough and you want to do that, I guess you can. I don't really, I never liked the idea of holding a snake around your neck, because that, I don't know, I just feel like the snake doesn't feel supported. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's get a closer look of her now that we're done going through all the basics. Alright, there she is. Oh, she is gorgeous. That is Brooklyn, the albino corn snake. 16.5 months old. And she is just loving us. She, hold on, let me grab her. She's like going everywhere right now. You love being out, huh? Hold on. Okay. They're so quick, man. They're so quick. That's one thing I said. Hold on. It's hard to do this with 1 hand. Okay. There we go. So there she is. She is just crazy. But yeah, they're just very energetic, very hyper. Not hyper, but just very fast, very speedy, always on the go. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey. And as you see in the other video, she was her eyes were cloudy. Sorry about the camera. I'm trying to, you know, hold her. Hold on. She's so quick. It's hard to hold her with one hand. Alright, but yeah. So, but her eyes were cloudy, but they cleared up. So she'll be shedding most likely, if not sometime tonight, then definitely tomorrow for sure. Once the eyes cleared up and they're, you know, after, you know, the whole shed phase thing, they usually go in a shed about 2 or 3 days after their eyes clear up and everything. So there she is. There's Brooklyn. All right, Mama. All right. All right. Well, that's it.